Howdy, and welcome back once again to the Withlacoochee River Railroad and the Withlacoochee River Report. This one should be number 95. So follow me through the intro and we'll come right back to it. Oh, look at that. Just slowly cross that bridge, and then he'll speed up on the other side. You know, the only thing that messes up those F units is the pilots. I'd like to find some of those old P&D pilots. I'll bet I could make them fit, and I'll bet it'd look a whole lot better. Get them mounted to the frames. Oh, it finally stopped. Alrighty. Let's bring her on into town here and okay. Well, in the news this week, which there ain't much, but we got wind that Microtrains has been taken over by Atlas, which, you know, if you're an N-scaler, that's a big deal. And even Microtrains was even making some stuff in HO scale. Some of their, they had some HO freight cars they were bringing out. Remember the KD freight cars? So there was some stuff that Microtrains, while they were still connected with KD, was bringing out in HO scale. I don't think they ever got to the point of doing any O scale, which is too bad. They really needed to. But, you know, one of the things you could always say about the Microtrains, the detail on those cars was just completely unmatched, you know, for a lot of the scales, because, I mean, there were people in O scale that wish they had the details that were added on to the N scale cars. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot for Microtrains and how powerful they really were. As you can see over here, I've got a transformer apart. That's my Type R. It only half works. And looks like need to replace some wires in there, and looks like the circuit breaker is good. One of the throttles isn't working at all. The other one's barely working. So, I got to get that top plate, that throttle plate off of there and see what's happening underneath. Imagine the contacts that make up the that make the contact on the on this thing here on the transformer itself is probably all bent out of shape or something, because it won't even turn. I don't know if it's going to be worth fixing. If it isn't, well, not much I can do. But I only paid like $5 for it, so there's probably at least that much there in copper. What gets me on these Type R's and the Type Q, because I've got a Type Q also, what gets me is these Type R's, this is all metal. This isn't Bakelite. That tells me it was made in the earlier days. Probably from about the 1940s on. Maybe even in the 1930s. And then there's my Type Q sitting right there. It's only a single transformer, but it works good. Anyway, as you can see, I've got this building done a little bit more. I still got to paint up the doors and windows on it and get those looking right. But outside of that, you can get the idea of how that track's going to sit there. Like I said, it'll hold 2, 3, maybe even 4 cars, which would be fine with me. Either refrigerator cars or box cars, one of the two. I haven't figured out where I'm going to put a power plant yet to make that kind of shine, if you will, so I can just put hopper cars in there. As you can see, like I said, I'm running my Lackawanna F units today. And the one thing that really kind of makes those look goofy as they sit, just as they sit, is those horrible, horrible truck-mounted pilots. Now, I realize that these were probably made to look more like the toys of old, but, the body shells are so nicely done, and they are nicely done. Are they as nicely done as the old K-Line F units? No, absolutely not. K-Line, they went to the trouble of add-on details and things like that. So K-Line really had it over these guys. But, on the price point, these old Williams F units were pretty nice engines for what they were. And I'd like to get my hands on some old P&D pilots, or, from when P&D made their F units. I wonder if I can get my hands on any of the old, any scrapped out F units from Menards. Might be able to use those pilots on these engines. And then, of course, there's the space between the pilot and the body shell. And then they've got them kind of set back just a little too far. Otherwise, they would look fine. Okay, coming up. Next weekend, we have the Lionel Train Days show, and Dana's going to be one of the participating dealers. It's December 6th. For once, we don't have another show that's going to measure up or gonna get in the way. For the last couple of years, we had our show in Crystal River, and that always kind of interrupted us because even a lot of the Lionel guys weren't going to Dana's for the train show, for the Lionel show. I plan on being there, and I have a few things I can sell, so I've got 2 Lionel train stations I can move, and actually I've got 3 because I've got one still in the box from the post-war era. So yeah, I've got some I can move. I've got another Rico station that I built. There's what they called a freight station back in the 80s. And that's because it's got a couple of freight doors on it. It's not really a freight station. It's more a passenger station with light freight capabilities. So at least with that, I think we could get some things done here. Like I said, I'm going to be there. And then the following week, of course, we have our monthly show at Dana's. Whether it's still up in the air as to whether I will attend that one or not. I might not. That's debatable. For those that haven't looked yet, I did my Bill B's Boxcar Challenge video. I guess it was a few days ago now. So I just showed off some boxcars rolling. You know, like I said before, the idea behind Bill B's challenge is not to try to win big prizes or anything like that, but it's to get out and have fun with your trains. Now, I guess we had some kind of a nut or something fall out of a tree and just hit the roof of this building. Anyway, that's pretty much what I've got as far as news goes. Some other things that are in the news. Evidently, the well on my pump, the well pump has gone on the fritz again. So I have no water in the house. Well, ain't that great. Yeah, it's about time for something to really go wrong. Something that I can't possibly afford to fix. That's all right. I'm able to get water from the neighbors next door out of their well or off of their side spigot on their house, carry it back in the house and flush the toilet. So at least I can do something. Taking a shower, on the other hand, well, it's been a little cold this week. So I really don't want to be getting out in somebody's over by somebody's hose and try to wash up there. I will eventually have to do something. I'm thinking about using the wife's restroom in the... She's got a shower in her room over at the rehab place. I might just put that to good use. Well, we're going to try to figure something out. We were able to do it with the septic system. Now we got to do it with the well system. I don't know whether it's a pressure switch that went bad or a pressure tank that I've had go bad. It could be one, the other, or both. Or it could be the pump motor itself. If that went bad, when we had that replaced last time, it was $650, and that was in 2005. 2006, somewhere in there. He replaced it with a good American-made pump, so chances are that might not be bad. But that's the way things go. Anyway, let's run a train, shall we? Until next time. Happy railroading.